Inquisition?
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition!
Welcome everyone to the GVG Spanish Inquisition update deck. Alright, so, long time ago, in a time before Naxxramas, yours truly created a deck archetype known as the Spanish Inquisition. This was a harebrained concept of taking the most aggressive face rush cards I could possibly slam into a priest deck, and then finish you off with a bunch of spell damage. The original deck had things like abominations, and charging minions and spell damage. And basically, the idea was you never would expect it, not from a priest. And it actually worked. It took me to good level in a Swiss tournament because nobody expected it. So with GVG, I saw a lot of cards that I said, hey, I might be able to use this, maybe. But after testing, I only found that one card made the deck better. So we're going to cover that right now. Alright. The core of a Spanish Inquisition deck is pretty much this. You build an early game presence using things like Undertaker and Death Rattle minions to, trade into their face. Now, you're going to want your opponents to trade into your guys rather than you trading into them. Most of the time. Once you've done a significant amount of damage using all your charge minions and things of that nature, you're then left with, almost no gas, right? This is where you start depending on your low-cost damage spells. Mind Blast being one. We also use Holy Fires to, get them down quicker. Or in case we don't have a silence, to remove a taunt, though most of the time you're going to want to use this on their face. So once you've taken down all their threats, you've removed that last taunt, you can either burst them with double Arcane Golems, and then maybe a Shadow Bomber and a Mind Blast, whatever. There's lots of combinations for lethality in this. So let's talk about the mulligan here. Mulligan-wise, we're looking at probably either Northshire Cleric or Undertaker being primary to be out initially. When you play the Northshire Cleric, what this ends up doing is it tells your opponent, hey, if you play a minion, I'm going to get a card draw. This is probably the last thing they want to do. So getting him out there first will at least give you an open board. Now, if you get the Undertaker out, it's not always a good guarantee. As a matter of fact, it's a horrible guarantee. Mostly because there's a lot of things that kill it. Personally, I have found that the only time I really feel comfortable playing Undertaker is if I've got a Leper Gnome and the coin. Other than that, no. Now, Shadow Bomber, you would think because it's only 1 mana, you'd want to get this in your opening hand, have something up there. Hell no. No. You save this to the very end. This is just damage you're going to be dealing. You don't want to take that damage initially because then you're going to want to instinctually spend a turn healing it back, and that's wasted time. Don't do that. So, Northshire Cleric's Power Word Shields, great in your opening hand. Undertaker, also good. Loot Hoarders, also great in your opening hand. But other than that, not really. Everything else, not as much. Thoughtsteal does have some merit, but not as much as you think. The Silence, pretty good to have. It removes that early game taunt. That might slow down what you're doing. So, you set up the board. You just keep hitting them with burst minions such as the Wolf Rider, the Undertaker. Just beat them down. If you can do about 10 damage with those combinations right there, then the rest of it gets a lot simpler. The Azure Drake may seem like it comes out too late to be effective, but it's another card draw, and they're going to have to trade something into it because they don't want you to have an Azure Drake, and they're not going to be expecting what's coming next. Shadow Madness is another nifty tool in this deck that we use mostly to eliminate their board somewhat. Just so you don't have to worry about taking too much damage, because you're not worried about their board. And when you're not paying attention to your opponent's board, it can very easily overwhelm you. Alright? So, alright, that's the theory. Let's get into the play. Now, against control decks, this deck does actually really good. Against other aggro decks, it can actually outburst them. Where it has the biggest problems are tempo-based decks. And the reason for that is tempo-based decks always have a lot of minions that it can always trade, so you'll never get like a re-uptake value on a lot of stuff. Your Undertaker almost will never get any value because of that. Alright, so now Warrior is one of the exclusions to this because of, you know, the skill acts. So that's going to determine a lot of what we're going to do here. Alright. Now if he goes for the skill axe, which would probably be the smartest play. Ah, he did not. That is good for us. So we're going to basically just start unloading. Wow, that value. That value. Now, we've overplayed our hand dramatically. A board wipe here is going to be quite devastating. However, at 4 mana, he's only got a few options.
Is someone injured? Hey, give me that! Oh, good. Get it up, big hug! Right away.
Now, he's going to kill the Undertaker because he does not want that to persist. I put out the second Northshire just for the simple fact of getting a 2-card draw here is going to be really important. I'm also going to get another card draw off the Loot Hoarder. So he's actually not going for the Undertaker, which I find extremely interesting. That's I'm okay with. Is he going to use an execute? He does! Wow. Is he going to use a shield slam too? That is quite amazing. Alright, so we're just going to slow play. Alright. It's okay. Alright.
I can take the hit.
Mm-hmm. I know you can. Alright, we're going to want to hold on to the Shadow Bomber. Now, statistically, he's going to kill the 4 before anything else. And that's exactly what we wanted. He's actually lessening his armor. But mind you, he still has options. Give me my card draw, thank you. Alright, we're almost there. Oh, that's perfect.
By the light. Ready to ride. Taste my steel. Job done.
He's got to armor up. Well, this kind of sucks for him.
The shadow engulfs us. The shadow engulfs us.
And there, ladies and gentlemen, you have the Spanish Inquisition in action. It's quite fun. They don't know what to do when they see it. You know, they're like, who puts Wolf Riders in a priest deck? So, lots of fun. Even when they put out a taunt, you've got so many options there. I mean, boom, right there. That was 11 damage combo. Actually, 11 plus 2, so that was 13 damage combo. But yeah, just off the Shadow Bombers and the Mind Blast, that's 11. Alright, that's pretty awesome. 4 for 11. I'll take that all day long. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Check out the deck guide and have fun and good luck, ladies and gentlemen.